Four Voices of ALUU, Episode 2, The First Shout. The quiet didn't last long. From down the dusty ALUU road, a murmur began, faint at first like wind through dry leaves. Then it grew, voices overlapping, heavy footsteps echoing off the zinc walls. Mike turned toward the sound, his brow creasing. "Who be that?" No one answered. A small group of men was walking up the road, faces tense, eyes locked on the four strangers. One of them, a broad-shouldered man in a torn singlet, pointed suddenly. "Not them! I see them enter that compound." The words cut through the air like a blade. Lloyd frowned. "Enter which compound?" The man didn't answer. He turned to the others. "Dem be thieves." It was just a shout at first, loud, angry, senseless. But like dry grass catching fire, it spread. From every corner, people started to appear. Men, women, even children. They came out of shops, out of compounds, out of silence. Dust rose as feet hurried across the red earth. Ugonna stepped forward, hands raised slightly. "Wait, make we explain." But the crowd was already moving closer. Mike's heart began to pound. He could see the man who owed him money standing behind the others, eyes cold, mouth tight. "Nah him," the man yelled, pointing at Mike. "Ne dem try rob me." Gasps, whispers. A woman's voice screamed, "Thieves!" Lloyd's mouth fell open. "What? Rob you?" Mike's voice broke with anger. "I come for my money. You know, say you they owe me." But truth had no weight here. Fear was faster. A boy in the crowd picked up a stick. Another reached for a stone. The tension thickened until it felt like the air itself could shatter. Chadika stepped closer to Mike. "We need to go." They began to back away slowly, but the crowd followed, a living tide of suspicion and fury. "Stop them!" someone shouted. A woman with a wrapper tied tightly around her waist blocked their path. "Thief, no go run today." Lloyd looked around desperately. "Mike, what didn't we go do?" Mike clenched his fists. "We no do anything." Ugonna's voice trembled. "Then why dem they look us like this?" The first stone flew. It missed and hit the ground beside Mike's foot, kicking up red dust. Another followed. The shouts grew louder. "Catch them! Catch the thieves!" They started to run. Down the narrow road, past the small shops and curious faces, they ran as the mob swelled behind them. Voices like thunder, footsteps like drums. Lloyd's headphones slipped from his neck, falling into the dust, lost in the stampede. Ugonna gasped for breath, clutching his notebook as he ran. Pages fluttered loose behind him, poetry torn and scattered across the ground. Mike led them through a narrow alley, shouting, "This way!" But when they turned the corner, another crowd waited. Faces hard, eyes burning. "Dem don't corner us," Chadika whispered. Mike raised his hands high. "Please, make we talk. We no be thieves." Someone shouted, "Lie! We see Una." A hand grabbed Lloyd's shirt. Another grabbed Ugonna's arm. The noise rose into a roar. Dust, shouting, fear. Mike tried to shield the others, pushing back against the blows, but there were too many. Chadika cried out, "Stop! We be students." No one listened. The crowd's fury drowned out everything: truth, innocence, humanity. And as the chaos grew, the four young men who had started the day with laughter and dreams were swallowed by a storm that had no reason and no mercy. The first shout had become 100, and ALUU would never be quiet again.